Last week I did a video on tonguing. If you haven't seen it, check out the link up here. I'll also leave a link in the description. Because of its popularity, I've decided to do a course on fast tonguing. This is week 1 of 4 weeks to faster tonguing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tick the bell notification so you can keep up to date with the course. This week's exercise is 4 semiquavers followed by a dotted minim. If you're in the US, it's 4 16th notes followed by a dotted half note. Because I'm a big fan of efficient practice and trying to get as much done in as small a time frame as possible, we're also going to use this exercise to practice our scales. So we're going to practice fast tonguing and scales in the same exercise. So we want to be able to be good at fast tonguing all over our register on the trumpet. I like to start off at low G, so the G below the stave. I'm going to play the rhythm of the 4 semiquavers or 16th notes and the dotted minim or dotted half note on each note as I ascend through the scale. I'm going to start with G major. When I go from the bottom to the top, then I'm going to go back down and I'm going to go up a semitone higher. So then I'll work on A flat major. Then I'll go and do A major. Then B flat major and B major. And I'll continue this way right through my register. Because this is 4 weeks to faster tonguing, I've got 4 tips for this exercise that'll really help you out. Tip number 1, use a metronome. By using a metronome, the metronome will hold us accountable to keeping the same speed that we start off with when it gets tricky. Once we get to tricky scales, we don't want to be slowing down. And if we don't use the metronome, we have a tendency to want to slow down for those scales. So the tip number 1 is use a metronome to keep us fast tempo. Tip number 2, play your notes longer. If you play short notes, we have a greater tendency to stop-start the air. And we really want to keep the air moving in a consistent forward direction. By playing longer notes, this is going to help us to make sure that our air is constant and a consistent flow through the trumpet. Tip number 3, rest as little as possible. Think about this as a workout like you would at the gym for your tongue. We want to put our tongue through complete fatigue and then try and get back up again and keep moving. By fatiguing our tongue with fast tonguing, we're going to get stronger and faster with our articulation. Tip number 4, accuracy trumps speed. Always be accurate with your notes. There's no point in having a fast tongue if it doesn't line up with your notes. You want to make sure that you are lining up the tongue with the note so that it works well when we're playing music. If you are struggling with some of the keys, make sure you slow down the metronome so that you can get all keys at the same speed. Right? You can work it up gradually as those keys improve. Keep this going as high as you can to fill out your entire range. You'll also notice that in addition to wearing out your tongue and being a good tonguing exercise, it's also very good for your endurance and to push you a little bit further every time you play. Once you get to a point where you're a little bit fatigued, take an extra bar of rest. So I'm taking 1 bar after every scale. When you get to a point that's a little bit too taxing, feel free to take 2 bars of rest and keep working out, right? You want to keep pushing that tongue and your endurance a little bit further every time. Work on this exercise every single day between now and next week. Try to increase the speed on your metronome by at least 1 click every day. But be sure that you are accurate over speed. So get the accuracy down first and then increase the speed. If you want help improving your trumpet playing, check out my free guide on how to practice. It's Play Like a Pro on the side. I'll leave a link in the description. It's a free guide. Go and enjoy it. It shows you how I structure my practice for the optimum results. As always, I'm Phill from Australia. I'll see you guys next week and happy practicing.